2 double A's, and it's 9-7. And Bates has the darts here, and suddenly you could hardly script this match. You couldn't make it up.
Absolutely, and you must remember when he was 4-1 up at the Circus Tavern in the World Fight against Taylor. Taylor shrieking he couldn't stand it. Eddie Cox saying, I hear no fat lady singing. And then Taylor came back, and Taylor came back, and Taylor came and won it.
100.
It's not over yet. There is only one relaxed man on that hockey, folks, and you're looking at him.
Well, at 9-4 up, and with a dart and a double to win the match,
60.
Kevin Painter must have thought the fat lady had cleared her throat, but she's gone back to the dressing room now.
And let me just put some more wind up, you Painter fans.
60.
This kid was 6-1 down to Alex Roy at Bolton and won the match. Doesn't know that he's beaten this kid. Loving it.
60.
The room was spinning harder as the ceiling fell away. Is the ceiling falling away for Painter? Rhetorical questions, sometimes the only way to put it.
60.
Well, if Painter loses this leg, then the 18th would be really critical.
60.
Only 60. Sticking to romance at a time like this. Shame on you, sir. With all this drama.
Painter has got to pick up his game, and that's an absolutely perfect first start. And that was wayward. That was better. That will give him fresh heart. Needs him a finish. The gauntlet now down for the Welshman.
100.
Oh, that shakes the pot.
Kevin, you require
Both on a
156.
3-dart finish. But Painter can take the game. Could have taken the game with ease. 3.
41.
Wow, what a mess.
Barrie, you require 161.
To peg back. So make the lead only 1.
Well, now you know Sid
100.
Painter will be really regretting that
Kevin, you require
shot 41.
115.
But he wants 115. It's still a possibility, but he could have made life much easier for himself here as he aims again for victory. £3,500 if he could win this.
We're sitting pretty at 8-3, remember? Opponent on a 2-darter.
99.
So pull back.
Barrie,
So
you
a
require 61.
1-leg deficit. 25, 218s to keep in there. Lovely live, it shouldn't hit it too hard. Oh, perfect!
Shot and the
Perfect
17th
dodge
leg.
back from 8-3 down!
Barrie Bates. 18th leg. Kevin to Rover.
That's how he
Barrie,
pulled it
best
back
of order, please.
to within
Game on.
1 leg. It was 9-4, we remind you. And you don't see Painter laughing now because he's under some pressure. He's got to win this leg. Otherwise, we're into a tie-break.
60.
Absolutely, and anything could happen then. Painter's tactic was working. Could have 8-3 by slowing down the Welshman, but he could not find the new fluid form to take him to the winning post. Had a dart to win the match, but anything can happen from here. If it gets a 9-9, you've got to go 2 clear.
What will be worrying for him, Sid, if you could see it, is that
140.
his average has dropped back to 81, and that's reflected in the score. And Bates has overtaken him in the averages and overtaking him with his checkouts. 36% success rate now.
To Painter's 32.
85.
Cannot afford a slack visit. Nice marker.
100.
You could hear the drip of a drop of sweat as they pull back the arm. The tension tangible. TTT, Dave.
60.
Terrific! Tangible tension here in Blackpool.
And really edgy tungsten.
And very, very snatchy
60.
tungsten. That was a very bad shot. He is on an almost cataclysmic cusp. Is Kevin Painter. Hopes the opponent will keep dropping them short. Needs a big in here. Oh, yes! Puts the pressure
Kevin,
on
you
both.
require 141.
On a 3-darter, Painter can win it.
Can Kevin Painter just find the final flourish? Should be 25.
105.
Leaves double 18, and Bates now knows he really needs to go out on 160 to stay alive.
They're going to save the match, going to keep them two tops. Unbelievable for a level match from here. 3 down, he missed tops. Now, you couldn't script this, as David says.
36.
To win an absolute belter. Painter was composed. He gives a gentle, playful cuff to the left lug of the Welshman. Golly, Dave.
So Kevin Painter, who must have been shaking in his socks there, 160. Bates had a real bold attempt at it. Double 18, that's the number, that's the target, that's the marker, that's the dart. Oh, he's flat out, and he deserves to be.
Well, Kevin just managed to muster the energy to make it up the stairs. Congratulations, but what were you thinking when you had that lead and he starts nibbling away at it, and then nearly took out 160, and it would have gone the distance?
Well, you know, when I was 9-4 up, I thought, well, the game's sort of won. And then you should never do that, you know, obviously you should never do that, Dave. And then, obviously, Barrie come back. He's been playing well, Barrie, and I should have took a little bit more notice of, you know, how he's been doing recently. He come back well against Alex Roy in the UK Open.
Was that in the back of your mind? Were you thinking about that?
Well, I sort of started to think about it when he made it 9-7 or 9-8 or whatever, and I thought, well, it's my start now, and if he makes it 9-all, then anything could happen. But I was getting hotter and hotter, and I was hoping to get the game sort of over early, because I was just getting hotter and hotter. And I mean, as a general, Dave, I don't sort of get hot and sweat and everything, but it was just roasting up there. It must be 120, 130 up there. It's roasting.
91, actually. There you go. There's the.
Is that all it is?
But,
oh, right.
But it's humid as well, though, isn't it?
It's
That's
just so hot, Dave. It's just so hot. You know, it's just. Your hands are sweating. I mean, I know.
And the pressure of it as well. That must bring the sweats on.
Yeah, I mean,
as well.
that don't help when you start getting 9-8 and 9-7. I mean, I spoke to Chris Mason earlier, and Chris said every dart he was throwing, he could just feel the, you know, the sweat coming on in his hands, and that it was. It's tough work. It's hard to play the players you're playing as well, and the heat as well. You've got to battle against the heat. As I say, I generally don't get too hot, and I remember playing Phil in the World Championship at the Circus Tavern, and 3 3/4 hours up there, and I felt great when I come off there, and that was hot. But this is just something else, Dave, honestly.
Eric Bristow was saying before that you owe us a good performance, really, and you owe yourself a good performance, because you've had little runs. You had a little run at the World Championship, but you've never lived up to what you did at the World Championship, and we know you can do that, and you know yourself you can do it.
I think it's a fair comment from Eric there. You know, every time I come here, sometimes I play well and get beat, but other times I put in bad performances, and generally TV games I normally play very well.
You've never got past the second round here, so you've just equalled the best you've ever done.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, it's funny because I love this tournament because, you know, it's not because it's Blackpool. You know, there's other things to do. You know, other than just sit around the hotel all the time. There's other things to do, and you know, generally I like the tournament and everything, but I've never done very well. But you know, Dave, after the World Championship in 2004, I should have pushed on from there, and you know, shown the public, if you like, and shown myself that I can do something. I had a few problems straight after that, a few personal problems, and then I've been in hospital as well, and things have just not allowed me to just push on how I would have liked to have done.
You're back now, though. You're back.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just coming back into it, Dave. I feel like I've been practicing hard. You know, I haven't practiced like this. I mean, you talk to Phil all the time, and Phil goes on about practicing 5 hours and 6 hours, and you think, well, you know, I mean, why does he have to practice all that when he's that good? But you know, we have to practice like that. Yeah, well, that's right, Dave.
Listen, we're up against time here, but congratulations.
Really
good performance, a nervy one in the end, but we'll see you again on Wednesday afternoon.
Thanks, Dave.